Well, good morning, everyone.
Hello.
How's everybody doing this morning?
I don't know.
I don't know. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Good.
How are you?
What'd you do yesterday?
What did I do yesterday? That
After
is
the
a
show.
great question.
Yeah.
Well, I went home, did some more work, did some interviews. What else did I do? Oh, I went shopping.
Oh, where'd you go? Costco?
We did go down to Costco.
Did you go to Costco again?
I
You
did.
love Costco.
I do enjoy.
How many times a week are you hitting that place?
Just I've gone there twice
this
week because I needed gas in my car.
Yeah.
Gas is cheaper down there.
Oh.
So I got gas in my car on Sunday.
Okay.
And then Jocelyn's car yesterday. And then there was a couple of things that we actually had on the list of things we needed to get, and they weren't going to be on sale until Wednesday. So we ended up going yesterday.
So they
picking up
got
a few
you.
things.
They got you.
Yeah. They send in those things. They're like, oh yeah, you can pick this up. So.
Wow.
But then we had to pick up dog food too.
Oh,
Plinko needed some dog food, so we had to make a couple trips. But then we went out to eat.
Oh,
so yeah.
Anything fun?
Great Mexican restaurant down in Mishawaka. So yeah, I like cruising around all over the place.
Yeah. Okay.
Supporting businesses.
Very nice.
Whether they be large or small.
Brick and mortar.
Yeah. Just making it rain, all the money everywhere. Yeah.
That's awesome.
No, I didn't get paid yesterday, did I? No. That's next week, I think. So, anyways, hope everybody's having a great day. We were talking about that yesterday, that Costco, I did not see the doctors there.
No.
They
didn't have a virtual nurse.
No virtual nurses yet, but they do have the eye doctors. They've got the pharmacy. They've got all that.
Hot dogs, the pizza slices.
Yeah, the hot dogs. The hot dogs are great.
Do they still do a lot of samples in the aisles?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they kind of, during the pandemic, obviously, they didn't have a lot of that stuff, but they're back. They're back with a vengeance. And they've got a lot of those samples. Sometimes I walk by the samples and I don't even sample the sample.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that looks good.
You just look at it and then buy.
Or I'll smell it.
Okay.
They'll have it cooking and like, oh man, that smells good. I'm just gonna have to buy that.
I will have that bowl of ramen.
I think when I retire, I'm going to be a sample guy.
Oh. Okay.
You know, whether
What's
it's
a sample guy.
Like the people that sell the sample or that give out the samples. Yeah.
Not somebody that just makes a living out of going and sampling stuff.
Oh, well, I'll do that too.
But somebody who provides the samples.
That's research for my job.
Will you engage them in conversation?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Like people walking up to me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll have a microphone. I'll pretty much just do a morning show in the aisle.
In Costco.
Hey, where are you coming from today? All right. Anyways, right now on the air
before you try that pizza bite, temperature outside is about 57
Yeah,
degrees.
exactly. It's 7:15.
It's going to be partly cloudy today.
We have our Always Learning with our friends from Barry and Risa playing on the air right now. You can check out that podcast at WSJM.com. But while that's playing, we thought we'd have a little side conversation, a little exclusive content for you folks watching.
I have something. So you use Zoom. We use Zoom here at the company.
Constantly
use Zoom.
I was on Zoom. Like it's surprising to me that people are on Zoom that I talk to and they're like, yeah, I don't do Zoom often. This is one of my first times being on Zoom. Yeah.
Still?
Yeah. Jocelyn doesn't Zoom very much. She's like, hey, I've got this thing I got to Zoom for. You got to show me how to do it.
Oh boy.
It's crazy.
Have you noticed, has yours popped up? If you're the host of a meeting, it now has this thing, and it's turned on by default. AI summary of your meeting.
No.
Oh, yeah. And I didn't know what it was. This little bubble came up. I started, I conduct a couple of regular meetings with the news team every day. And it came up and said, AI meeting summary is on.
Really?
And it's like, okay, well, what does that mean? So I let it go. Shortly after the meeting, I received a written summary of what happened in the meeting. Topic by topic. And at the end of it, it said, here were the takeaway action items.
Oh my gosh.
It was spooky. Yeah.
And you saying takeaway action items, or it decided to take away more takeaway options.
Well, let's see. Let me see where
because I have meetings every day with a bunch of different people and interviews and things like that, and I've never seen that.
Meeting summary for the meetings called news, the daily stand-up we have. Here's your meeting summary. And there was a condolences for impending pet loss. Second topic, community incident and obituary discussion. Third topic, social media and police helicopters. Fourth topic, infrared tracking and economic development. Fifth topic, sponsor issues and insights gained. Yeah, and then manufacturing, somebody bought a car, upcoming trial, embargo. Yeah, I mean, you can see all the stuff we're talking about. Then the next steps, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Wow.
7 things. So-and-so will connect with so-and-so on the 2 stories that they have. So-and-so will call so-and-so about a content issue. Yeah, so it's pretty darn accurate.
So it pretty much it transcribed the whole thing. But
the whole thing.
Did it make any other suggestions outside of what you had already said, action items and tasks and topics?
Yeah, it said brush your teeth twice a day. And no, it didn't say anything like that. No, it came back with pretty much a pretty accurate description.
Wow.
Yeah, so I didn't know it was doing that. I let it do that, and now I'm scared of it.
Yeah, that's weird, man.
Yeah.
All I had yesterday was I do recordings of a bunch of different meetings and things, like Always Learning with our friends from Barry and Risa.
Yeah.
But I had an error message. Like as soon as I hit record, it was like, nope, can't do it. It's like, really? Luckily, I can record it another way, but it's like, what is going on with Zoom?
That was on Zoom?
Yeah, it was on Zoom. So I don't know what happened with that.
Bummer.
So I just threw my computer out the window.
Good.
And bought a fresh one from Costco.
Plinko probably stepped on it.
Yeah, he probably peed on the wire or something like that. That probably happened. No, he doesn't do that.
Yeah.
But other things going on. Speaking of sample guys, you see like Walmart, they have the Walmart greeters.
Yes.
They don't do samples at Walmart. Huh. They used to do them at grocery stores all the time. You don't see those as much. Costco's like one of the only ones.
Well, the grocery stores, Costco got smart because the grocery store samples, I believe, were started by the companies that wanted you to buy their goods. They weren't grocery store employees.
Right. These people that work, these sample people that you see at stores like that, they don't work for the store.
Yeah.
There's a separate whole thing that is employing these people.
Yeah. They get to drive around the nation giving pizza bites out.
Yeah.
But at Costco, I think those are regular Costco people, right?
No.
Oh,
it's a separate company.
That's a separate company too? Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah. It'd be a great job.
But Walmart
doesn't have them.
That's interesting.
They have Walmart greeters.
I wonder why they don't have the samples.
I don't know. No, because samples sell. If you have a sample of something, there's a good chance somebody's going to try it. They're going to say, that's good. Boom. Bought it.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Simple samples. Start a simple sample company.
Simple sample company.
If anybody wants to sample this show, you can do that by listening to the radio, the app.
Yeah.
You can always check out the podcast.
Yep.
What else you got going on today?
I was just watching. I was looking at some of the things here. The reason I was talking about the Zoom AI and why it was scaring me a little bit. They had a discussion. I'm seeing this on a couple of different publications, but CIA, the Central Intelligence Agency, has an AI director too.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and they say the new technology is our biggest threat and resource. And they were basically saying it's like a Pandora's box. But it's already there. The AI that they're using for some of the weapons technology, sounds scary. Because and they're saying that it could lead to a lot more civilian casualties than what you would normally see, and it's making those decisions itself. So Skynet, hello, stop it.
Right? Yeah. Oh, Bill on our Facebook page says Meyer has been giving samples.
Ooh.
Oh, I haven't seen.
Is that a new thing?
I haven't seen. They used to always do samples. But I don't see them as much. So I don't know which Meyer are you going to? Is it the one in Stevensville, Benton Harbor?
You know who does the best samples? Bakeries.
Oh, yeah.
Because they always cut up the good stuff
Did you know?
and cheese places.
And I don't know if this is a thing for real in all of them,
What's
but
that?
Krispy Kreme doesn't give out a free donut anymore.
For what occasion?
For you used to, when the light was on,
Right.
you used to be able to walk into a Krispy Kreme,
Okay.
and they would just go to the conveyor belt,
Yeah.
grab a donut, and hand it to you.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know
they
that.
don't do it anymore.
Huh.
Bill says the free samples are in Benton Harbor. All right,
very nice.
I will have to go check that out.
Very nice.
But yeah, Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yeah.
I mean, the way they started their business was they were a factory making donuts, and they actually were giving them, they would sell them in retail locations. They wouldn't have their actual storefront. And then the people that worked in other factories nearby kept walking up to their door that was propped open, or their window, and knocking and saying, "Hey, can I try one of those donuts?
Yeah.
They smell delicious." Well, then they decided, hey, there's something to that. How about we build these storefronts, but they're also the factory where we're also making the donuts fresh. We'll still do the, gas stations and other convenience stores and places like that, but we'll have our own. And if the light is on at a Krispy Kreme donut, and this is the fat kid in me that knows all these things, when the light is on at a Krispy Kreme donuts, they used to be able to, you would drive up, you just walk right in, they'd hand you a free donut.
Huh.
And usually what that ends up doing is that makes you want to buy a dozen donuts.
Absolutely.
I almost caused an accident one time when I saw that the light was on.
What light is this? What light are you? Is there
So
like
there
a ghost light there?
There is the regular Krispy Kreme donut sign.
Okay.
That's lit up.
All right.
But this is a hot little circle sign that says like fresh donuts or something like that, like hot and ready to go. And it's a glowing orange hot donut sign. You've never been to a Krispy Kreme donut?
I've never been. I've had Krispy Kreme donuts. I love Krispy Kreme, but I've never lived anywhere where it's close to a Krispy Kreme.
Go down to Mishawaka. That's one of the closest ones. They have them in Kalamazoo. Well, I live in Niles, so it's literally right, I walk a couple miles and I'm across the border. But Krispy Kreme donuts.
Oh, look at that! It's like a neon sign.
Yeah.
Okay.
Little neon hot sign, ready to go.
Yeah. Hot now, Krispy Kreme, and they give you a free donut.
They used to.
They used to.
I'm pretty sure that they have not been giving them out willingly. And I don't know why, because this was even prior to the pandemic.
Yeah, it's probably pandemic.
It was before that. That's what people can say now. They're like, oh, yes, we don't do that because of the pandemic. No, it was before that. This was like 2019, I think. I walked into a Krispy Kreme and I just stood there expecting them to say, would you like a free donut?
Wait a second. Looking at Food and Wine magazine here.
Okay.
They investigated this very thing in June of this year.
Okay.
And they said, there's a tragic truth about the hot light.
What is it?
Yeah. It's infamous for the rumor of, if you're lucky enough to see that light spring to life, you get a free treat. Turns out that's not true. Krispy Kreme's communications department shot it down, said, nope. They wrote in an email, the hot light signals that the donuts are hot and fresh coming off the line, not a free donut.
Really?
Some shops sometimes offer samples, but that isn't dependent on the hot light being on.
Oh, so somebody breaking the rules and just saying, hey, you want a donut? They were selling their own samples, thinking they were trying to upsell somebody with the donut.
Put on your Harvard degree business hat here. If you're Krispy Kreme executives and you know this is going on, what do? Do you say, no donut for you? Or do you take advantage of it and reward your loyal customers?
I take advantage of it and reward the customers, because if you think about it, you probably could do that as a business person would do.
Yeah.
You look at all of the trends, and you look at all the different stores that are handing out these free samples. How are their sales?
Yeah.
My guess is their sales are much higher than those that aren't giving out free samples.
Well, exactly.
So,
and you get the loyalty.
Yeah. And what you end up doing is you're going to charge somebody for a dozen. That's basically like a baker's dozen.
Yeah.
So you're going to make money on this.
Well, yeah. I mean, what does one donut cost for them? 59 cents. Well, probably cheaper
that's
than
what
that.
they'll charge probably $1 or whatever, but their cost is probably less than 59 cents.
So it's probably a quarter. Let's say it's a quarter. So if they put out a quarter to get back $5, $6,
because
that makes sense.
A half dozen almost costs more than a full dozen.
Do you have the phone number to Krispy Kreme? Let's call them up.
We should call them.
We should call them up and just say, hey.
But what I do is when they kind of stop doing that at one of the stores of the handing out the free samples, what I do is I put on my acting hat and I'm like, man, this place smells good. Oh, you guys make donuts here? I've never had a Krispy Kreme donut. And they're like, you've never had a Krispy Kreme donut? I'm like, no. Are they any good? Are they special? What's the ingredients? I mean, I see you guys are making them back there. That's pretty cool. And they're like, and that convinces them, because I'm so convincing as an actor.
Yes.
That they say, wow, well, you got to try one. I do that all the time.
Just your first donut.
I've done that for years.
I like it.
Yeah. So, and I mean, that is the thing. When you go to school and you learn a lot of theater and acting, I mean, I've always been good at convincing people. But when I learned all the extra skills in acting, it's like, oh man, so many tools in my toolbox. But yeah, I still to this day, I can convince people that I have conversations with, I've never been to a Krispy Kreme donuts before.
Yeah.
Even people just talking to my friends. I'm like, I've never been to Krispy Kreme donut.
Yeah.
So yeah, the jig is up now because everyone knows now that's watching. I have been to Krispy Kreme.
I smell donuts.
But I still will say I've never been. Wow. But we'll get back to the show on the radio and on the app, and as well as at WSJM.com here in a second. We have our Bloomberg Market Minute going on right now. Let's see what's going on in the markets. I wonder if Krispy Kreme stock is up.
Probably not.
During use or while charging, the negative comments are popping up online. Apple technical support staffers have been getting calls about the issue too, and have referred customers to an old support article on how to handle an iPhone that feels too hot or cold. A late deal to avert a U.S. government shutdown beginning this weekend does not appear likely. Just one of the things that investors are considering after a narrowly mixed close for Wall Street yesterday. Oil briefly popped above $95 a barrel for the first time in more than a year after stockpiles at a major U.S. storage hub dropped to critical levels. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
Yeah, I feel like not only is this an award-winning show,
right,
but I think it's getting to that point where we'll probably get called up at some point and say, hey, we'd like to offer you an honorary degree. I've always wanted that. I've had a chance to be a keynote speaker at a high school graduation.
Okay. Did you do it?
Yeah, I did it.
Okay.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, I thought I did a good job.
Okay.
But I'd like to one day speak at like a university or college. So Lake Michigan College, if you're listening, I mean, I already got a degree already, but I'd love to get another one. So if you want to give me a degree, that would be fantastic. I'll speak at your
shameless.
I'll speak at your graduation if you want. I'll clear my calendar if you want to hand me an honorary degree.
All you have to do is, if they do take you up on that offer, they just have to get the music ready to play you off the stage.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Stop talking, Johnny.
Yeah, I'll take care of the music. I'll sing the national anthem for you. I'll cover the whole entire thing. I'll even call out people's names and probably mispronounce their last names. But today going to be a pretty decent day, better than yesterday. But we got a little bit of fog this morning. I didn't notice much on my commute, but it may still be out there. Cloudy and a high 70. Later on tonight, we got some clouds and a low down to about 56. Coming up here in just about the next 15 minutes or so, we'll have your Moody on the Market update, but we still have some other things to get to this morning.
I thought you were going to say a moment ago that because it's an award-winning program, that we won an award for our live stream that's on Facebook and YouTube and X right now.
No.
We didn't win that award yet. Have we been nominated?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. But we did
Still
have a great
working on
conversation about Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yeah.
So if you wanna one Krispy Kreme donuts, if you're listening, if you want to give us some donuts and sponsorship,
well, and we have marketing ideas for you.
Yep, some great business decisions for you, because I know they're always looking for that. But anyways, you can check out that conversation live. We're doing that in tandem right now, so go check it out. But let's find out what's happening in the news this morning.
WSJM News Now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. Here's a look at some of the stories that we're covering for you this morning. Former President Donald Trump was in Michigan last night talking with auto workers during the UAW strike. Trump, in his speech outside Detroit, criticized President Joe Biden and his push for electric cars just one day after Biden was here, joining striking workers on the picket lines. If you're looking at the current national polls, the matchup between the two looks a lot like what we'll probably see next year during the 2024 general election. With winter approaching, the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services is urging everyone to be prepared for illness by getting vaccinated. Michigan's chief medical executive says the new COVID shot is now widely available and everyone should get both the COVID shot and the flu shot, and you should do it soon. If you are under the weather, not feeling well, the federal government still gives out free COVID tests. You can order them online at covidtests.gov. And 2 meetings are planned for next month for residents of Chickiming Township, New Buffalo, and Three Oaks. To learn more about plans for Indiana-Michigan Power's New Buffalo-Bridgman transmission line rebuild project, I&M plans to rebuild 21 miles of power lines. I&M will present their updated plans on Monday, October 9th at the Chickiming Township Hall and Tuesday, October 10 at Three Oaks Elementary School. You know, I&M held an open house to talk about the plans recently, and based on the feedback that they received, they changed their plans a little bit.
Wow.
So they want to present those updated plans October 9th and 10th.
So actually going to those
it makes a difference.
Those little sessions, listening sessions or presentations is a good idea.
It's a good idea. So we have full details on those upcoming meetings on our website, WSJM.com. In the WSJM Newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
Also, public service announcement, as you mentioned, the COVID test. If you're sick, stay home.
Stay home.
I've noticed so many people that they have the sniffles, or even I was watching football the other day and they were like, yeah, he had some flu-like symptoms. And it's like, no.
Yeah.
Have we not learned something from this? Guys, stay home.
I was watching Halloween baking last night.
Halloween baking?
Halloween baking last night, and one of the guys was coughing into his, the cough
vampire
pocket,
cough,
the vampire cough pocket. But he sounded horrible. It's like, what are you doing on camera? What are you doing there with the host? He says, yeah, I'm not feeling well. I'm going home. People just stay home if you're not feeling well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll get to some more things coming up here in just a little bit. You want to talk food? I got some food-related things.
Let's talk food. It's breakfast time on Wall Street.
We'll have sports with Dave Wolf here in just a few minutes. We'll also find out what's happening around the state with the Michigan News Network.
The Michigan News Network.
I'm Beth Fisher. Another week, another looming UAW strike expansion. There's been talk of another announcement around strike expansion Friday morning, exactly a week after 38 parts distribution centers in 28 states throughout the country walked off the job. Former President Donald Trump calls for auto workers' support in a Macomb County speech and also warned them their jobs are in jeopardy. He says the move to electric vehicles will cost them their jobs. He also said UAW President Shawn Fain should endorse him. Michigan State Student Union was evacuated late Wednesday following what was first thought to be a massive fire. University officials say the building was releasing an excessive amount of steam, but no fire was found. There was no big winner last night of the Powerball, so Saturday's jackpot will be $925 million. Friday's Mega Millions, $267 million. I'm Beth Fisher for the Michigan News Network.
Olivia from Washington. Laid off and trying to keep our little kids from realizing that mommy and daddy haven't eaten in a while.
Roger from California. I'm grateful we could afford our son's surgery. I'm nervous that now we can't really afford food.
Daniel from California. Choosing whether to pay the rent or pay to fix the car to get to work doesn't leave us with much at all. Now we can't even pay for meals.
Donna from Louisiana. the storm just hit, and we went from donating to the food bank to needing it.
Keisha from South Carolina. I've been skipping meals so my 2 kids can eat, but filling up on water doesn't really work.
Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Fireworks at last night's second Republican presidential debate, and without former President Trump even being there, he skipped the stage, drawing this attack from former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie.
Donald, I know you're watching. You can't help yourself. I know you're watching, okay? And you're not here tonight, not because of polls and not because of your indictments. You're not here tonight because you're afraid of being on the stage and defending your record.
Most of the other candidates chose to shy away from attacking Trump, who is by far the GOP frontrunner. U.S. Army Private Travis King is back in the U.S. this morning, getting off a plane overnight in San Antonio, Texas. He's the soldier who ran across the demilitarized zone and into North Korea in July. New Jersey senior Senator Bob Menendez said to address fellow Democrats behind closed doors today, one day after he and his wife were arraigned on federal bribery charges, along with 3 businessmen who Menendez is accused of helping. All have pleaded not guilty. I'm Derek Dennis, ABC News.
Major League Baseball from Wednesday, the Arizona Diamondbacks beat the Chicago White Sox 3-0. The Braves of the Chicago Cubs 6-5 in 10 innings, and the game between the Tigers and Kansas City was suspended in the 5th inning. The Tigers leading 4-0. They'll resume that game today at 1:10. We'll be on the air at 1:05 on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM. The Diamondbacks are at the White Sox again this afternoon at 2:10, and the Cubs and the Braves meet again tonight at 7:20. NFL Thursday Night Football tonight has the Detroit Lions at the Green Bay Packers at 8:15. The pregame show on Rock 107 WIRX is at 7:10. The Lions looking for their 4th straight win over Green Bay. NHL preseason tonight, it's the Red Wings at the Capitals at 7 o'clock, and the Chicago Blackhawks host the St. Louis Blues at 8.
Well, good morning. Tracy wanted to chime in.
No.
She said we were talking about concerts earlier and mentioned Billy Idol.
Oh, yeah.
She saw him in May, and he still puts on an amazing show. How old is Billy Idol?
He's got to be in his 60s or 70s, right?
Billy Idol is 67.
Wow.
Dang.
And he's looking great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He looks about the same, just older. Same haircut.
Love the hair.
I'm probably one of my favorite Billy Idol moments, not even just when he's performing or anything like that. It was when he was in The Wedding Singer.
I love that movie.
Just that little cameo that he had right at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, sitting on the airplane.
Yeah. So that was Billy Idol, I would go see Billy Idol in concert. I think that would be really good.
Yeah, he's really good.
So Tracy, so he's in Vegas, right? So
well, he's coming up in Vegas. I don't know.
Doing like what'd you say, like 15 shows?
15 shows.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's the way to go. I bet he's getting at 15 shows. He's probably getting paid some good chunk of change for that stint in Vegas. And 15 shows, that'll go by quick because that's probably only 2 weeks. He's probably doing a show a night.
Yeah,
at least 2.
And you and I were talking about basically some of these acts that are lured to Vegas. The artists can really demand anything they want.
Oh, yeah.
And Vegas is like, yeah. Private jet, sure. Why not? Caviar breakfast, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, Garth Brooks was one of the big ones that I think there was a stint for a little while where a lot of the big acts were like, I don't want to do a Vegas thing. That's for like Wayne Newton and people like that. Yeah. But then it really ramped up when I think when Garth Brooks was like, yeah, I guess I'll do a Vegas residency. And he did one at least a decade ago. And he demanded, he was like, yeah, I'd rather be home with my family every week. So what I'll do is I'll do like, let's do like 6 shows, maybe 8 shows across a few days. And then what I'm going to do is what you're going to do is you're going to fly me back to my home in Oklahoma every single week. They said, of course, Garth Brooks, because a flight, the cost of a flight is nowhere near the amount of money they're going to rake in from those concerts.
Yeah.
So
here's so I looked up Billy Idol's hospitality rider.
Ooh. What does he require?
What he and his team want for food when they're performing. And at the very top of it, it says, note, Billy and Steve, I guess Steve's one of his other performers, are vegetarians.
Okay.
And Mark, Steven, and Greg are not. However, all want healthy foods, no processed meats.
Mm-hmm.
They want solid tuna, not canned tuna, etc.
Okay.
Yeah. So they want whole wheat bread, cold cuts, sliced meats, not processed meats. Tuna salad with no mustard. Egg salad with no mustard.
Okay.
How do you make egg salad with no mustard? I mean, that's just mayonnaise and egg.
Yeah. Yeah. If they put something else in there, they're still putting some hot sauce or something like that in there. Maybe
if they have mustard, you got to have Dijon. That's what Billy
Okay.
Idol likes. For the vegetable platter, they want ranch dip, chopped carrots, celery, broccoli, and cucumber.
Wow.
For crackers, they want the nutty and sesame seed wheat thins and salted pretzels. Yeah. And they're okay with Oro wheat winter buns for whole wheat buns. So if you want to be like Billy Idol and you like buns, get the Oro wheat winter buns.
The winter buns.
I don't know what a winter bun is.
I don't know. I see my winter buns.
They're cold.
They're white. They're white buns.
Billy Idol's crew takes coffee with sugar and cream. Somebody does there. They like the Starbucks coffee frappuccino.
Okay.
They drink Gatorade in assorted flavors.
All right.
They want fresh squeezed orange juice. Yeah, all kinds of. Oh, they want 6 bars of Ivory soap.
Oh, geez.
I don't know what that means.
That's a lot of soap.
That's a lot of soap.
All right. Let's get back to the show here.
Fine.
Drop down to 56. We have another chance of fog early tomorrow morning, and then it's sunny. We'll be in the low to mid 70s by Friday afternoon. I'm WSBT 22 Chief Meteorologist Carrie Peugeot.
Hi, this is Pat Moody, and you're listening to The Morning Show with Jonny and Ken on 94.9 WSJM.
You can check out the Coaches Show with Phil McDonald and Brett Wachowski every Saturday morning at Full Circle Cafe and Espresso Bar from 8 until 10. You can also listen to it on the app, on our website, and, of course, on 94.9 WSJM. And if you happen to miss the show, whether you're in person or you happen to miss it on the radio, you can always check out the podcast at WSJM.com. You know, we were talking not only on our live stream, but also a little bit earlier about live music and Vegas residencies.
Yep.
And you were talking about tour rider
Yep.
For Billy Idol. He has some strange requests when it comes to what he wants to eat or just like what's in the dressing room area.
Yeah.
One of them, you were saying bars of soap?
Yeah, I don't know. Please supply utensils, plates, cups, napkins, etc., and 6 bars of Ivory soap. So
Now,
I guess they just want to make sure that there's always soap when they're getting ready to eat.
Now, I've worked in theater.
Hopefully, they're not eating the soap.
I've worked in theater over my years, and we've had tours come in for stuff. And I was told a long time ago, because there's always the funny thing about brown M&Ms or like one color or red M&Ms in a bowl, like all the other colors they don't want. And I believe it was Van Halen, I think, did that and made that famous, or it was another one of the rock bands from the 80s.
Yeah.
And the reason they did that was because they had a bunch of other crazy requests as far as pyrotechnics and a bunch of other different things.
Yeah.
And so they had very strict rules
That's right.
and suggestions. And they said, well, when we walked into the dressing room, when we saw the bowl of brown or red M&Ms or whatever it was, they knew they were going to be safe because pyrotechnics and lighting and all that stuff, you don't mess around with that stuff.
Yeah.
So knowing that stuff, that they were going all the way to the details of what's in their dressing room.
Yeah.
They knew that the other people were actually reading those requirements for everything else.
If you got the M&M request right, then you probably got my pyrotechnic stuff right.
That
I'm
explosion
not gonna blow up on stage.
That explosion that I'm going to have, or the flamethrower coming out of my guitar, that's going to work correctly, and I'm not going to have some injuries.
Yeah. So no, that was smart. I really like that.
Speaking of Las Vegas, did you see there's another strike looming? And this time it could be Las Vegas hospitality workers.
How does this happen? Why are there so many strikes right now?
I don't really know, but tens of thousands of Las Vegas hospitality workers who have said yes to authorize a strike. If it gets to that, it could impact more than 3 dozen casinos and hotels. So the Culinary Workers Union hasn't gone on strike in more than 3 decades.
Wow.
But they're still trying to get a deal, so no timeline on a potential walkout, but that could happen.
Yeah, isn't food one of the big attractions when you go to Vegas?
Oh yeah, the buffets.
Yeah,
I mean, there's people that's what they do. They go, they gamble a little bit, but they love the lavish buffets.
Food is great,
and the great food that you'll get, and of course, a lot of the great world-class chefs have restaurants in Las Vegas, so they need workers. Well, if they don't have them, those things are shut down. And then, Vegas is getting close to shutting down everything because they had their cyber security issue a while back.
That's right.
Now they've got this. So it's crazy with all that.
Where will Billy Idol and Katy Perry perform if Vegas gets shut down?
Exactly.
Can't get their mayonnaise, only egg salad.
Which that's weird.
One of the other riders on Billy Idol's crew bus was, we want egg salad, we want tuna salad. Neither of them can have mustard in them. Neither of them. And if we do have mustard anywhere, it's got to be Dijon.
Have you ever made egg salad without mustard?
Yeah. Without mustard? No, you got to put mustard in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like you were telling us, I don't know if we said this on the air or on the stream, but you were talking about how your son made what do you make?
Pancakes, and he accidentally mixed up the baking soda and the baking powder. He was supposed to put in 4 teaspoons of baking powder, and he put in 4 teaspoons of baking soda, making the whole batch taste nothing like what it should have.
Oh man. Yeah, I've baked for a long time, and I think I've only messed up something like that like once, and I was probably 12 years old when I did that.
Yeah.
But man, does it totally change the entire chemistry and makeup of that food if you just mix up something, or if you mix up tablespoon with teaspoon.
Oh yeah, that's a big one too.
That is a big one.
Yeah, especially if it's like salt or something.
Other food related things, because we're hungry this morning.
Yeah.
I know it's a little too early to be thinking about this, but the holiday season is almost here. I was, it's at the stores yesterday and saw tons of Christmas decorations already out, and it's not even October yet.
Christmas decorations?
They've been out.
It's September.
They've been out, man. But Stouffer's is looking to offer their first ever Advent calendar.
Huh.
I love this idea.
Okay.
They make
macaroni under one or what?
They announced their first ever Advent calendar: 7 merry days of mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, French bread pizza, and a whole lot more. It's called the Comfort Calendar, and you can get it online starting on Monday.
Wow.
So, yeah, I'm down with that.
Is that a big? I mean, is it a big calendar? Is it like it's 7 days?
It's good size. It's the box, just from the picture or little video that I'm seeing, it's not too crazy.
How fun is that?
That's a great idea.
That is a great idea.
Yeah, I love this idea. So you got queso chicken burrito bowl tossed in there, spicy nacho mac and cheese. Oh man, now I'm getting hungry. I think that's a good idea, because you get the wine Advent calendars, you get the beer ones, you get the chocolates, of course.
Oh yeah.
But I think that's a good way to go.
Huh. That's a clever marketing idea.
So there you go.
Good for them.
If you want to get your hands on that, they'll probably go pretty fast. But we'll
you can just make your own.
You could just make your own mac and cheese. Yeah, that is a good idea. Make your own Advent calendar and do just like little dinner ingredients or something like that. And that helps you figure out what to eat for dinner.
It can be an
night.
amazing break for people who prepare food, especially if you're preparing for kids who are picky and snotty and don't often appreciate what goes into making a meal.
Right.
So you can just give them TV dinners for 7 days and go, here you go, open it up. Guess what you get today?
Or even when you ask your kids, what do you want for dinner tonight? you take that whole thing out of the equation and be like, well, go see what we're going to have for dinner tonight. Open up the thing, and you can't make any other suggestions or changes. This is what we're going to end up having. Yeah. You change that fight. You get rid of having that argument about what to have for dinner.
Yeah.
Well, coming up here in just a little bit, we'll talk about some great things going on at moodyonthemarket.com that you should know about. We'll have your update here next. It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
Whether you own a local business or a global one.
Yeah, I love that idea. Mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Mac and cheese
I love
advent
that.
calendar.
I can feel it right now. You're just like peeling back the cardboard. Oh, it's mac and cheese.
Yeah, but I feel like what needs to happen on the last day of the advent calendars, there just needs to be one bigger compartment that's just sweatpants. Because after eating that much carbs and that much mac and cheese, you're gonna, I don't know if your pants are gonna fit at the end of the day. Probably not.
Probably not.
But no, that is a good idea.
Wouldn't it be great if one of the meals is, here's creamed spinach.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Just a wild
And that's
card.
it,
Like, yeah, you got to have that lump of coal type meal in
Exactly.
there somewhere.
Exactly.
So,
Stofers.
we got your Moody on the Market update coming up here in just a second.
.com to clean up this season. Follow 2EE for tar spot management in corn. Valid until 1/31/28. Always read and follow all label directions.
It's the morning show on 94.9 WSJM.
When you want to know Southwest Michigan's business, look no further than moodyonthemarket.com and the Moody on the Market app. Our team of contributors always on it, getting you stories about things you should know. And it's brought to you, or your update is brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles.
And the Southwest Michigan Land Conservancy has announced that through a combination of pledges and gifts from hundreds of donors, it has met its $125,000 challenge from the Carls Foundation toward the protection and stewardship of the 457-acre LaGrange Valley wetlands. It's former Lake LaGrange property. Now, thanks to the generosity of many conservation-minded people and the Carls Foundation, they have an additional $250,000 that it needs to purchase, protect, and care for this special property in perpetuity.
Yeah, this property, formerly known as Lake LaGrange, the spectacular LaGrange Valley wetland, that property includes a huge, high-quality, intact wetland and is home to two species that are on the federal endangered species list, as well as numerous others listed by the state of Michigan as rare or threatened. Now, despite centuries of settlement, farming, and development in Southwest Michigan, parts of Cass and St. Joseph counties are still the home to a wealth of expansive and wild acreage, protecting biodiversity and rural character, important to the sense of place and ecology of the region. So this is a pretty important thing.
Yeah, they're calling it a biodiversity hotspot.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, so it's going to be an area that's protected in perpetuity, again, because of gifts it's received from private donors and some public monies. It's a great deal to learn more about the LaGrange Valley Wetlands Project or the Southwest Michigan Land Conservancy. You can check out their webpage, and you can check out the full article right on moodyonthemarket.com.
Yeah, and your update brought to you by our friends at Insurance Management Service. Call IMS today, your local auto owners agency with locations in St. Joseph and in Niles. And while you're there checking out that story about the Land Conservancy, you can also check out other great stories and the Moody on the Move series, which has a lot of great conversations, not only this month with Niles Green Park, but you can check out past episodes. And then a new one coming up, I think, next week sometime in the middle of the week. You can check out that one with I believe it's Our Lady of the Lake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we'll learn more about them. And our awards program is pretty great as well. You can see past recipients of 40 Under 40. A picture of me is listed in there. So kind of a Where's Waldo. You'll have to go through there and find me. Best places to work. And right now, Bold Women of Business, we're looking for nominations. Those nominations have to be in by Sunday. So you have until October 1st to get your nominations in. So if you know a woman that is doing some great things, really a leader of the community, a great volunteer, doing some awesome stuff, a rising star maybe, those are all great candidates for Bold Women of Business. Get those nominations in now. So do that, moodyonthemarket.com and the app. Going to plan our weekend with our friends from St. Joe today, a little after 8 o'clock. We'll also catch you up with news, sports, and a whole lot more next.
We're watching over you, IMS.
Yeah, bold women of business. I still have not nominated someone, but I
Johnny.
do. It's on my list for today.
Johnny.
I said I was going to do it either yesterday or today, and today is my day that I will be making my
Do
nominations.
I need to text you later?
No.
Okay.
No.
I'll text you.
I don't like when you text me later.
You do too.
No, I don't. I put you in the junk folder. What I do is I take all of your text messages and they print out on a sheet of paper. And then as soon as it comes out of the printer, it just conveniently drops right into the paper shredder.
I noticed you didn't even respond to Brett's text yesterday.
He texted me separately.
Oh, okay.
Because, we had a long conversation separately.
Oh,
but he texted me separately. And
anything good?
No, just how I'm awesome.
Oh,
and stuff like that.
Okay.
I mean, that was not news to me. So I knew that was, and it was like, why are you telling me this? I already know this. But no, we talked about a lot of stuff, but yeah, he did ask me, okay. Oh,
yeah.
Just not
look
even
at
gonna,
that. It didn't get in your junk
not
folder.
even going to read that. Just gonna hit delete and not even answer that. All right. Well, thanks everybody for spending some time with us on our live stream. We've had some good conversations. We've learned a lot. Everything from Billy Idol is great live.
Yes.
And also that they have free samples at Meijer.
And no mustard.
And no mustard in
Billy
egg
Idol's,
salad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or tuna fish.
Are you a Dijon mustard, a spicy mustard? Do you like a little bit of, mustard seeds in your mustard?
I appreciate all of them. Mustard is, there's just so many different kinds of mustard. You have the yellow, the brown, the spicy, the stone ground, give it to me.
A
All
beer
of it.
mustard.
Beer mustard. It's all good. It's all so good.
I do like a good mustard. I used to, when I was a kid, never have mustard on my cheeseburgers.
Why?
I didn't like mustard when I was little.
Oh.
I didn't like mustard or pickles, so I didn't like anything with like that vinegary kind of bite.
See,
to
I
it.
love vinegar. I love pickles. I love
And
mustard.
I'm German, and I didn't like sauerkraut.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like blasphemy. Like my grandmother was mad at me because I was like,
that's why they denied your visa.
yeah, probably
to visit Germany.
Yeah, they were like, yeah, we'd love to take you back to our homeland, but
gotta like the sauerkraut.
The
first.
sauerkraut, you're gonna have to eat this whole bowl.
So you like sauerkraut now?
I do.
Okay, you come to appreciate.
I do. I don't know if it was because my grandmother always had me drink shots of vinegar. I don't know. And then it's got me my taste bud, because your taste buds change over time.
Yeah.
And as you get older, your palate changes. I'm at the point now where I can't handle anything spicy.
Really?
Nothing spicy.
Wow.
And I've heard that's actually because of sometimes the people that have heightened palates that can, pick out a bunch of different things. And, those people like at like a lot of the culinary people that will take a spoonful of something and be able to just taste it and then be able to basically reverse engineer the entire recipe. Like, that's got a little bit of cumin in it.
Seen that on
that's
the
got a little
cooking
bit of this.
shows,
It's got a little bit of this. I'm pretty good at that. But they said that if you have a pretty good palate, that spicy is like, that really is bad for you. Like they do not like spicy, those people.
Don't burn it.
Yeah. Don't want to burn your taste buds.
Burn your taste buds off.
But yeah, I can't do anything spicy. If it's got a little bit of spice in it, it's like chili. Jocelyn made chili with chipotle peppers in there. Man, it was good, but man, I could not handle
Spicy.
it. I could not handle it.
I saw some habanero peppers at the market the other day, and they were red. Usually they're orange. So I wonder if they mislabeled them.
Maybe.
Yeah. Because usually they're orange, aren't they?
I don't know.
I mean,
Anybody
I know
else that's been to the grocery store,
I know
feel
they're
free to
orange.
comment.
I know they're orange, but I haven't seen red ones recently.
All right, we got to get to back to the show here.
Fine.
We'll stick around a little bit on the live stream. We'll hang out with you for a little bit so you can stay in the know with what's going on.
Okay.
There we go. There we
Playing
go.
with the buttons.
Sorry, we're wrapping up a live stream. We're still hanging out over there, but I had to hit some buttons to switch things over and get things going here so we could talk about news. But yeah, we've had some great conversations over there. If you don't watch our live stream on a regular,
you
should.
out.
You are missing out on a lot of stuff, a lot of good conversations, side conversations, behind the scenes look of our beautiful faces.
Yeah.
Well, my beautiful face.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're all right.
Yeah.
But you can check out those videos every day, right around 7, between 7 and 8 roughly was when we do the live stream.
Yeah.
Let's find out what's happening in the news this morning. WSJM News brought to you by our friends at City Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, the crew in blue, keeping you in your comfort zone since 1902.
WSJM News now. Team coverage from the WSJM Newsroom on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM.
In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg. As his Republican rivals sparred on stage in California at their second primary debate last night, Donald Trump was here in Michigan last night working to win over blue-collar voters in the midst of the auto worker strike. Trump, in his speech, criticized President Joe Biden and his push for electric cars one day after Biden joined striking workers on the picket lines in Detroit. The dueling appearances had much of the feel of the opening salvo of the 2024 general election, which is increasingly looking like it's going to be a rematch between Donald Trump and Joe Biden, even though voting won't begin until early next year with the Republican primaries. With winter approaching, the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services is encouraging everyone to get prepared by getting vaccinated. Michigan Chief Medical Executive Natasha Bagdasarian tells us that the new COVID shot is available, and she says we've moved into a new era in which COVID is much like the flu.
COVID has become, or is becoming, I should say, more of a seasonal issue. And this is what we were anticipating. We were really looking forward and expecting COVID to have sort of seasonal peaks and valleys, the same way that other viruses do.
Bagdasarian says with vaccines and treatments now available, a person can greatly reduce their risk of serious illness, even if they get infected. And now is the time to get the vaccination.
It's a good idea to get vaccinated sometime in late September, which is right now, or into October, so that you've got those really good antibody levels in the coldest, darkest winter months when these viruses tend to spread the most.
Bagdasarian says everyone should also get vaccinated against the flu. She notes the federal government still gives out free COVID tests. You can order them online at covidtests.gov. 2 meetings are planned for next month for residents of Chickaming Township, New Buffalo, and Three Oaks to learn more about the Indiana-Michigan Power's New Buffalo to Bridgman transmission line rebuild project. I&M plans to rebuild 21 miles of power lines and power poles throughout the area at a cost of $51 million. An open house on the project was held in June, and that led to some changes to the plan. Those changes include installation of some wooden power poles as opposed to steel poles throughout in the village of Three Oaks. And there's also the possibility now of reimbursement if they have to remove a tree from your private property. I&M is presenting the updated plans on Monday, October 9 at the Chickaming Township Hall, and then Tuesday, October 10 at Three Oaks Elementary School. Both presentations start at 6:30. Both are being offered over Zoom as well, and we have links to all the meeting information on our website, WSJM.com. Work on the transmission line project is expected to start in 2024 and be complete sometime in 2026. South Haven residents have the opportunity tonight to hear how their local candidates for mayor and city council stand on the issues. The South Haven chapter of the American Association of University Women is sponsoring a candidate forum this evening. AAUW President-elect Judy Pollock says it's not supposed to be a debate per se, but really just an opportunity to explore local issues.
We do have, a committee that talks with people in town and try to find out what people's concerns were and things like that. And they do have a pretty good list of questions, but everybody attending has the opportunity to write down specific questions that they might be, interested in having answered.
Pollock says all candidates for city office have confirmed they'll attend. The event starts at 7 o'clock this evening at the South Haven High School in the Listiak Auditorium. The event is open to the public. Nonprofit 0 to 3 has released its latest State of Babies report, and it shows that Michigan could use some improvement when it comes to the health of its youngest residents. The report is intended as a resource to give policymakers and advocates data needed to inform and implement strong policies that support parents and caregivers in nurturing babies and toddlers. Michigan falls in the improving outcomes tier for good health. Patty Cole is the author of the report, which looked at maternal health, mental health, childcare, housing, and economic insecurity.
Michigan's actually pretty good on crowded housing, but when you look at disaggregated data, you see that families of color are not doing so well.
Michigan performs better than national averages on key indicators such as percentages of babies receiving preventative medical care and receiving recommended vaccinations. The state is not performing so well than nationally when you look at indicators like infant mortality and the percentage of babies receiving preventative dental care. In the WSJM newsroom, I'm Ken Lundberg.
We'll plan our weekend with our friends from St. Joe today and also learn more about the Monday Musical Club as well, which has been around for over 100 years.
No way.
Yeah. So we'll learn more about that in just a little bit. Also catch you up with sports. Right now, let's find out what's happening around the nation and the world with ABC News.
Fireworks at last night's second Republican presidential debate, and without
All right, extended version of our live stream. Thanks everybody for spending some time with us this morning. Still can't believe that yesterday you got a Reese's peanut butter
So cool.
pumpkin for morning show host day, and I got nothing.
I walk in, after the shift, and right next to the coffee maker there, nice little handwritten card, nice little Reese's peanut butter cup in the shape of a pumpkin.
Yeah.
And boy, it was delicious.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Like the regular size ones or like the fun size ones?
I mean, it was
Good size. Good
about yay
size.
big.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
that's the regular ones.
Yeah, I mean,
Dang.
it wasn't 2 cups. It was just the one big
guy
pumpkin.
Yeah,
thing.
because they've got the you can buy for like if you're Halloween trick or treaters, you got the little fun size, and it's a tiny pumpkin about maybe a couple inches. Still good.
So Stephanie, thank you very much, Stephanie,
Yeah.
for giving me the card and the nice
Yeah.
treat. But we also had a little, I don't say it was an argument, but we had a discussion about Halloween candy and the potential dangers of foreign objects. being
Why didn't
put
you
in-
call me? I
Okay.
could have talked about this.
So fact or fiction stuff like needles, razor blades, etc., winding up in Halloween candy.
Fact, it happens.
It happens.
It was in the news, I think, last year.
She thought it was a myth. And
Yeah.
in fact, the people on Halloween baking were talking about it as it were a myth, like it was definitely a myth.
Yeah.
And I know that a lot of law enforcement agencies, hospitals, first responders, they let you x-ray your candy because it has happened and
Yeah.
it still happens.
Yeah, I remember there was a news story. I think it was somewhere within our state even last year that they found like razor blades. They found
That's
something
crazy.
inserted into the candy. So yeah, it's a good idea to check your candy. So parents, check your kids' candy for 2 reasons. 1, for any of those foreign objects.
Yeah.
2, if they got the good stuff.
Yeah.
You
Set
can,
it aside.
You can set it aside and say,
This is
that-
too much sugar.
those Reese's peanut butter cups or those full-size Snicker bars, those need some further investigation.
Well, I mean, with all the changes to society,
Mhm.
that's why they have the trunk or treat these days.
Yep.
Because you have all the known individuals.
Yep.
Giving the
Trust
treats
the
out,
people.
and you're not sending the kids out. Because when I was a kid, we just go out and walk the neighborhoods.
See, we
middle of
couldn't
the
even
night.
walk because where I lived,
Yeah.
we lived out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh boy.
So if we walked, we would have got to like maybe
One
2 houses. So what my mom would do is she would get in the car. She'd have us get in the car and we would drive to our neighbors. But man, I still to this day remember the guy. I cannot remember his name, but a super nice old man lived about a mile down the road from us. And he wouldn't give out candy. He would give out nickels.
What?
Yep. He would take a little, because he didn't know what we liked. He's like, I don't know what you guys
guess
like.
that's nice.
He's like, I could give you, any of this stuff, but he's like, how about instead you guys make the choice and here's like 50 cents in nickels.
Okay.
And
That
he
is
would
nice.
tape them up. He would take them and tape them up and be like, here you go. There's your nickels.
Yeah.
I liked that.
Yeah.
I mean, some people probably were like, nickels, give me a candy bar. It's like, no, you get to make your choice. You can go buy your own candy bar.
And honestly, for people who are on fixed incomes, they may not have the funds to buy candy for everyone.
True. Yeah. And then now, especially lately with all the peanut allergies, it's like, man, if I put a peanut butter cup in there, this kid's going to have some problems. So, or peanut butter kisses or any of those other things.
Yeah.
So best to be doing that. I still do the candy. I still give out the candy.
What size? You get fun size or the regular size?
I do fun size.
Okay, me too.
I do fun size. I've considered the full size, but
That
come
seems
on.
like
That's
a lot.
It's
And
a lot.
expensive.
And it's a lot because down at my house in Niles, I'm right by the elementary school, the East Side Elementary School, and I'm down the road from the high school, and it's a lot good walking neighborhood, safe walking neighborhood. So I get a ton of kids.
Yeah, I bet.
So like hundreds of kids like that. I will have one giant bowl of candy, and that thing's gone in a very short amount of time. I usually have a backup bucket.
We ran out of candy last year.
Did you?
Yeah. We had the backup bucket that was supposed to be for us.
Right.
We had to dig into that. But there were a couple of years where we got nobody.
Really?
Yeah.
We've only had it because the weather's been so bad.
Yeah.
We've had some instances where the kids didn't show up because it was either snowing or it was raining. It was like the freezing rain. We've had a couple of those on Halloween. But I think I haven't looked at the forecast, and really I can't trust it 30 days from now. But
well, they say it's an El Nino, right? Is it an El Nino or
yeah,
La Nina?
I think it's an El Nino.
It's an El Nino, so it should be a mild winter, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing across the state. So I think we'll be okay for this Halloween. But don't quote me on that. But anyways, we can have candy discussions all day.
Do you give out different amounts of candy based on the costume?
No.
So if they're like really good and they put all their effort into it, they still get like a ding dong or something like that?
One piece.
Hershey Kiss.
You know, and I at one point wanted to have the kids pick, but then I decided no.
No, because they put their hands in there
They
and
put
they
their
grab
whole
everything.
hands in there and they'll grab two or more, and I can't trust them to grab one piece. So I just say, here you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
no, it's El Nino this year.
El Nino.
Yeah. Confirmed by the National Weather Service.
I'm still thinking about doing the I thought this was a great idea. It was another one of those ideas that came out of the pandemic, but I think it's great for any time when the weather might be a little iffy. Instead of sitting on your porch for so long, they have like a PVC pipe that you would run all the way through from your window all the way down to the end of your stoop.
Yeah.
And you just drop the piece of candy. You just say, like, put your bag here, drop the piece of candy down the thing, and it slides right into the kids.
I really like that idea. And
I think I'm going to do it.
I think we can implement that from our house too, because we have a second story window. And if I have PVC and I'll cut a ramp into it.
Sure.
Just like, okay, stand back from the house, yell trick or treat.
Yep.
And I'll just slide it down.
Yeah, because then you could be inside drinking your hot cider or
Yeah.
whatever, and you can enjoy watching Halloween
scary
movies or whatever
yeah.
instead of freezing on your porch.
All kinds of
So
fun
I think I'm going to do that.
Follow up from a discussion we had earlier this week. Puppet Master.
Yes.
They have 15 movies out.
15?
Yeah.
Man, Google didn't even have room on the search window. I guess I should have gone to second page.
I think 11 of them are made for the big screen, but some of them have just been like, oh yeah, just push it out.
15?
15 so far, and there's another one in production this year.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's fun. We finished the first one and started the second one.
All right. Well, there you go. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you again here. Over an hour. Look at that. We'll talk to you again here tomorrow, and big show tomorrow. Not only is it Furry Friends Friday, but also we'll preview 2 high school football games for St. Joe and Lakeshore, and tell you all the other things that you need to know to start your day. But thanks for starting your day and hanging out with us this morning. Have a good one.